Peace, love, and happiness. Alone, each of these ideals stands as a righteous cause. Some of the greatest conflicts this world has ever been scarred by have had the thinly veiled facade of each as a representation. But conflict's power to bring about peace have, by my calculations, not exactly panned out. So if we plan to make happiness, love, and peace our cause to die for, how can we, while keeping our conscience clear of enemy blood splatter? Oh, I know. Let's take a bunch of LSD and smoke tons of pot, man. Hey, I know what else will show those fascist fat cat fucks. Let's stop bathing and washing our hair. Everyone knows that white dudes with dreadlocks rock those locks like Glocks kill cops. Now that we have our sweet personalities and way sweeter dudes figured out, we need some accessories to show the man who we are and what we're willing to sit in the grass and play guitar poorly to protect. Oh, I once saw a crochet bag that was injected to beanbag consistency with rice or some shit. Let's all stand in a circle and kick it at each other. And we really need something to tie our new counterculture up with a nice, pretty bow made of hemp. I've got the perfect goddamn fucking thing. Let's just be super shitty to people that we try to explain our weak, unsustainable ethos to. Having a palpable air of superiority will help mold minds and hearts like so many novelty Jamaican ashtrays. Look, I'm all for making the world a better place through nonviolent activism. But to me, a hippie is somebody who bestows themselves the moniker of nonconformist and then instantly conforms to a cultural subset of intoxicated sloth. Please, for the love of Hawkins, be proactive in your fight to protect your rights and to tear down any legislation that threatens the right to freely tell your local oligarchy to eat a bag of dicks. But do your damnedest to preserve the you that you are, whilst doing so. The way you look, what music you listen to, and what drugs you take don't dictate what causes you can stand behind. Preserve the you that makes those three righteous causes worth fighting and, if necessary, dying for.
Traveling the Friday Tumbay, hippie trail full of zombie. Met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, "We got from a land down under, where the women go and the men thunder. If you hear that thunder, you better run, you better take cover."
Hola, indeed.
Boys and
fellows
girls.
and ladies in this wonderful, wonderful life that we call... Shut up, Chris.
Okay, I'm gonna shush this time. What do you call
Okay,
it?
good. Thank you. No, I call it Shut Up, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so then me agreeing to actually shut up was just a bonus then.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm glad that happened, but it's not necessary, no.
Oh, sweet. It's not like a rule.
Oh, I had something I wanted to tell you, though.
No, hell
that
no.
I forgot to say to you before our before we started recording here in our wonderful, just talk about poop-laden episode, I was going to say. Talk before the episode.
What'd you
You know
forget?
what that is, though?
No.
You're listening to another. Holy shit, I can't wait. Hippies gon' die. Episode of this thing that we call life. See no, hear no, speak no.
Jeez Louise. The life crammed in with the UFOs, the conspiracies, and the murders. And just to throw it out there, I don't know why you would want to have said that to me before we started the show. I already know that.
Oh, that was a lie. Yeah, that was a lie. I just wanted to string you along for a second. That's all.
Oh. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You suck.
Yes, I do. Is there any old business to take care of?
Old business, you say?
Okay, so
no.
Okay, any new business other than your future trip 50 yards and around a building to take care of stresses in your life?
Stresses in my bowels. New business. No business, really, that I can think of, really. Like, should I have business?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean.
You just say shit sometimes?
Yeah.
Well, what about you, motherfucker? You got all business?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
The baby's doing well. Everything's pretty good over here. That's for old business. And for new business, yesterday was Vera's 2-week birthday, and oh my god, she's so cute, guys.
2 weeks already?
Two whole weeks.
No
Time
way.
don't slow down for nobody.
No way, that's crazy talk.
I don't see how. It's true. Shoot,
That's fast
she was
as
born
shit.
2 weeks and a day ago.
I don't
approve
of the way
Seems like
time
longer
has
to
been
me.
working here lately.
I feel like she's months old already. She's
Well,
it's
that's
already,
just because you haven't been sleeping.
Yeah.
You feel like you've been awake
Yeah.
for months, and she's been alive that whole time. Is what's really happening there.
None of what you just said is false. You are correct. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful trip. I have learned, however, that baby girls are fucking gross little machines. They do nothing except just have the longest, wettest diarrhea farts that you can hear from across the room. And those are usually accompanied by honest-to-God diarrhea. So it's just milk going in and just diarrhea coming out 24/7 when she's not sleeping, of course. But, the poop comes out 24/7, even while she's sleeping.
You know,
But
I'm no parent, but I can imagine that when she's in her teens, she is going to love it when you tell this story. When she has like sleepovers and stuff.
we have been recording every fart that we can get in hopes of blackmailing her into being a good child later on in life. Yes. That has absolutely already been taking place.
You should turn it into an app. Baby
Turn it
fart
into an app.
Yeah.
Like an app that every time it hears the start of a 4-second long wet diarrhea fart from a baby, it'll start recording on your phone, and it'll just be called the Future Blackmailer app.
I mean, I guess that just seems like a lot. I was just thinking about just extra, just like sound files that you can turn into ringtones and stuff.
Oh, you want me to make ringtones out of my daughter's farts?
Yeah, why not? Good fart is a good fart. There's no reason to waste it, okay?
I see no problem with that, honestly. Melissa's given me a look of maybe we won't do that. But
hey,
yeah,
you could at least get 99 cents for it.
As long as I don't get 99 problems, Chris.
Comes with the in-app purchases.
That's right. 99 problems come with the in-app purchases.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. So, anywho's, I hear tell that tonight is your episode?
Oh, you know what? Actually, there is one. Yes, it is my episode tonight, and just really, really fast. There was just one bit of new business now that I'm still thinking about it, and that's just that I hope the people in Indianapolis and West Palm Beach appreciate their Christmas presents this year, because you're fucking welcome. Now get out of my way while I'm trying to drive. Fucking shitheads. Anyway.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't real presents. I was
No, real presents.
hoping.
Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm genuinely, honestly running Christmas presents. Big open cardboard boxes full of individually wrapped Christmas presents.
You're playing Santa Claus?
I'm basically playing Santa Claus, yes, between Indianapolis and West Palm Beach.
If the parents in between Indianapolis and West Palm Beach knew what kind of person you were, they would not want you delivering their presents. Oh, the seedy underbelly of the transportation game.
Hey, gotta get there somehow.
You know where else we gotta get somehow? To the topic of today's episode.
You know, well, yeah, we're moseying. We're moseying. It's a journey. It's a journey, which is one thing we're going to be talking about.
We're gonna be talking about Journey? Just a small town girl!
No, not that journey.
Living in West Palm Beach, getting Christmas gifts from a stoner's truck.
That's right. Because who doesn't love getting their stuff from a stoner's truck?
You know what? I would literally get my groceries from a stoner's truck if I could. Although I probably do.
Well, I mean, it probably gets there in a stoner's truck, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I mean, I might actually personally bring some of your groceries. You never know. I could bring them to the distribution center, and the distribution center then takes them to the grocery store you buy them from.
If I were you and I were delivering foodstuffs across the land, I would lick every single thing in the back of that truck.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. I don't even...
That way, no matter where you go, you can be like, that's mine. And they'd be like, why? You'd be like, because I licked it.
Oof. That would mean... No, that's a lot of work. That's way more work than I want to do. Sometimes it's like pallets on top of pallets worth of shit in there.
I mean, it would take dedication, but it could be done. Anyway, so...
Gross.
Coming up on 10 measly minutes into this show.
Shut your face.
People have... we don't know this, of course, but people have got to hate how long we talk before the episode sometimes.
I would imagine sometimes they do, but
it's not always your fault either. But yeah,
no, but they stick with us, and we appreciate that.
It's honestly amazing that anyone does. But yeah, this is how we talk on the phone.
Indeed, good sir. So, this evening on Chris and Jason Theater. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a fun-filled adventure.
Right.
Filled with mystery, intrigue, gems. Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Europe.
Loving it.
It's gonna be in jail, out of jail, motherfucking hippies and goddamn hash smoking, opium loving,
come on,
fucking fun and games.
Give me more. Let's do it.
So, back in the 60s and 70s, very late 50s, I think is when it started. There was this, the counterculture starts popping up, and there was this, let's say, pilgrimage of sorts. For the counterculture, for you to be an OG hippie, so to speak, I guess.
Right.
For you to be recognized as the coolest of the cool. And it was made popular by those, such as like, Jimi Hendrix mentioned something about it, or not it specifically, but, I forget what he said. He said something about chilling in some fucking Indian country or something like that. You had the Beatles eating acid and going to fucking India for a while. You had several people that were influential, people, celebrities at the time that were...
That's right. Tastemakers, yes.
And I think basically they were eating acid and then realizing that there has to be more is what it is. Like all of them ate acid at one point in time and then found themselves overseas trying to figure out what's really going on. So,
just real quick, since you are someone that has and allegedly does partake in psychedelic type goings-ons, I have just a genuine question for that. And I understand that after you take it, you're like, whoa, mind was open. There's so much more about everything. I'm here to posit the question, if your mind only comes to that realization on a psychedelic, wouldn't it just be the psychedelic that makes you think that? Genuine question.
Well, I guess that's the difference between knowing what the trip is and what it's not, or what is the trip and what isn't. You know, I guess for the people, at least for myself, whose mind was opened by that sort of thing, it's not like it taught me anything new necessarily. My mind was already geared towards knowing there has to be something other than what we're being taught, and just more to the universe, more to everything, because I'm a big fan of science and things like that in the first place. So,
I mean, I absolutely agree with that sentiment. I guess in my head, I just kind of equate it to, you know, when I was super big into opiates, when I would take a bunch of them, I would feel invincible, but that didn't mean I was actually invincible. It just meant I was on a drug.
Right. I mean, if you're, you know, there's always the person who's destined to work at McDonald's, or the person who's destined to fall into a wood chipper. So cutting those people out of what we're talking about here, if you actually pay attention to your body and you pay attention to your surroundings and how you feel and what's going on and what you're doing and why you're doing it type of shit, you know what I mean? Then you should know what's the drug and what's not. You should know what feeling is happening and why. And, you know, all of that together should, I don't know, for me anyway, if and when I do something, I know what to expect. So I know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I dragged this off so far, but I had that as a thought and a ponderance for some time now. So I had you explain it. Thank you.
It's a good layman type of question, because that's where part of the fear with psychedelics and things come into play, is that whole wives' tale about, which is actually not a wives' tale, it honestly did happen. The whole dude who thought he could fly and jumped out of a second-story window, like that really happened.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's not, to a certain point, when the drug isn't honestly taking over your brain, because you got to imagine a lot of your perception is chemicals just as much as it is electricity, you know, all reacting in your brain. So introduction of certain chemicals into certain portions of your brain could very well put you in a whole schizophrenic, and I say schizophrenic just for lack of a better word, but like whole nother world altogether. Your brain can perceive that you are on fucking Mars and you're standing in the middle of a grocery store, you know, real as day.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think what you're telling everybody out there is that they should be trying crystal meth, because that's made with chemicals.
Yeah, that's the safe one, kids. No, not at all.
That's the safe one.
I will never ever say that in my life.
Move to Florida.
No. Or just terrible parts of Texas. So yeah, let's get back to this.
My apologies, sir. Thank you.
The pilgrimage, otherwise known as the Hippie Trail, or the Overland Trail, Overland Journey, Overland Trail, whichever, is this trek through Europe, all the way to, I mean, its furthest point, I believe, is Bangkok. When I look at this little map, is Bangkok, but the main point to finish was supposed to be Kathmandu, from some of the things that I've read, is what the...
How is the main point to finish not Bangkok?
Because some people were coming from there in the first place.
Gross.
Yeah. Coming from Bangkok. Super gross.
Like that video you sent me that one time of that chick punching that dude in the ball bag.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a good one.
That made me dry heave.
You needed that. So, yeah, it's really fucking far, actually.
How many? Do you know distance-wise, like how many miles or anything like that?
Not specifically how many miles, but I'll get to like the routes and stuff like that. And
okay, yeah, because you sent me the map of it earlier, and that is a far way.
It's fucking far. So it was going on between the mid to late 50s all the way up to the late 70s, between Europe and South Asia, mainly because this was the middle of the course, basically. So most of the traffic was actually going through Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and Nepal. The hippie trail, it was fucking crazy because you gotta imagine hippies aren't the counterculture. It's not known for following the rules, so you can't imagine these people are going out here with a lot of money, right? These are fucking backpackers.
Yeah. I mean, it does take a fair bit of coin to get there.
You would
guessing.
You would think.
You can't just hop a train to fucking Europe if you're from America.
No, you're right. You got to get at least to that far on actual money. Right. But from that point on, it's actually it's not as difficult as one would think.
No, it's all just a good vibes currency at that point.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Well,
good vibes and sexual favors. So,
fun fact, hippie, the term hippie was actually the replacement for the term beatnik, which are still
really?
Yeah. It's just
so a hippie is a graduated beatnik?
Well, you know,
like an evolved beatnik.
You know how slang changes like every 5 or 6 years or so. Definitely every decade, there's new slang, and that was the one that popped up. Mid late.
I haven't noticed the whole change in slang thing because I have literally exclusively been called cracker since I was like 10.
That's awful. Why do you stand for such?
I mean,
things?
not if you like crackers.
I guess, but are you which set do you claim? Do you claim Ritz or Townhouse or?
I like the half pretzel, half cracker crackers.
Oh, I see. Well, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are all right.
I'm all about inclusivity, buddy.
Those are not bad. Mm-mm. So
buttery, salty. Mm.
I'm not really big on pretzels personally. So as you can imagine, once the fucking countries that the trail passed through realized how many Westerners were flooding through, they started trying to capitalize on it. So at every major stop, you would see, like, there would be cafes or restaurants or pubs and little places that would pop up. There would be like bus tours,
things to cater to these supposedly wealthy white kids that have popped up in your area to go worship some frog or something, right?
Right. Worshiping frogs. I guess if that's what Jason would have done as a hippie, more power to him.
No,
but
you know what Jason would have done as a hippie?
Stayed home.
He'd killed himself long ago.
Hey.
Just nipping that in the bud real quick.
That's a bit much, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't you think?
I mean, the mother of my child is a hippie, so even though I am not okay with hippiness in general,
I was gonna say.
Look past
Yeah, don't you have close ties with said? Anyway,
I have ties as close could be.
As close could be. And now, especially. You're a terrible person. Yeah, they popped up little shops and shit, little markets and stuff everywhere that basically tried to cater more exclusively to them. Not, I mean, for all kinds of reasons, as you can imagine. Not only for their money, but just for the fact that they know they're going to be able to, I guess, not so much be safer there, but they're more comfortable there if other people, if they're being catered to the way they're used to, more so the way they're used to.
They're more likely to tell their other gross friends that there are patchouli shops as far as the eye can see.
Exactly.
And every third covered building sells just the best handmade hacky sacks.
Don't you know it? So, and Jamaican hats, crocheted hats that nobody wears because they have dreads.
That's right. With fake dreads sewn in for a laugh.
I never actually bought a pair of those, but I think I would look awesome with dreads. Anyway.
Nope. I'm not going to let that slide.
I would never actually do it, but I think I'd look alright with it.
You don't have the neck meat that's needed to have a proper head of dreads.
The what?
You got a tiny little fragile neck that would crack under the weight, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you suck.
Sorry.
You suck.
Truth bomb. Boom.
Anywho. The route. So, says journeys would typically start from cities in Western Europe, often London, Copenhagen, West Berlin, Paris, Amsterdam, or Milan. Many from the United States took Icelandic Airlines to Luxembourg and started from there. But then they went and basically started from, they all went to Istanbul, because when you look at the actual map, it looks like it starts in Istanbul. So, Istanbul, and then
was Constantinople.
It was at one point. The route splits, as well. So you got, the usual northern route passed through Tehran, which is Iran, and a couple of these others that I don't know where the fuck they are. Middle Eastern.
Other Rons and things, yeah.
Yeah. I only know Tehran because we already talked about it in an Alien episode. There was a run-in. So, Herat, Kandahar, Kabul, Peshawar, and Lahore on to India, Nepal, and Southeast Asia. An alternative route was from Turkey via Syria, Jordan, Iraq to Iran and Pakistan. It says
to the modern day ear, that sounds like just a terrifying route that shouldn't be taken. So maybe we should let people know that back then, those places were much more chill than they are today.
Much more chill.
Although I think that the smarter idea would just be, my route would be, I would take a plane to Southeast Asia.
Yeah, just straight there. Yeah. Agreed.
Then you don't have to go through the desert. You don't have to deal with hippies.
It's a lot safer that way. All travelers had to cross the Pakistan-India border at Ganda-Singwala, or later at Wagah, which I don't know what that is, but Delhi, Varanasi, Goa, Kathmandu, or Bangkok were the usual destinations in the east. Kathmandu actually still has a road, which I am not going to pronounce, but they nicknamed it Freak Street.
You've been doing such a good job so far.
No, I have no idea how to pronounce this language as anything.
Try it.
No, I mean, it doesn't look like it's spelled too crazy, but I would pronounce it as if it were some kind of damn near Spanish style word, and I know it's not. It's probably something fucking crazy.
It would just sound like some sort of tapa.
Yeah, it's weird. But they nicknamed it Freak Street during this
Freak
time.
Street.
Yeah, because that's also one of the things they called the hippies back in the day.
Freak Street?
Freaks. Duh.
Oh, freaks.
Come on now.
They call lots of people freaks.
Yeah. So, and that's been a thing for quite a while. So it was nicknamed Freak Street, and today most of the shit is fucking along the way is just destroyed or demolished due to pick a conflict or an issue for why this would happen in any of these goddamn countries. But yeah, shit happened, and most of the markers and landmarks and stuff like that are gone. There is this one. There's a pudding shop, apparently, that a bunch of people, that was one of the main stops. And along the way, in some of these restaurants and bars and shit like that, like, the hippies would, like, write notes to each other and shit. Like, they would put tips, like, write tips on the walls and all that kind of stuff. So they would know, okay, well.
And, like, do you like me? Check yes or no.
Yeah, and Jason and cheese forever.
Oh, God. If only.
For life, y'all. For life. Kissing.
We roll dogs, yo.
So, at one point, that was a really cool thing to do. It was like, the fucking...
Going to a pudding shop was a very cool thing to do at one
Not
point.
the fucking pudding. It's focusing on the wrong part of the story.
Why not?
I mean, the pudding was cool or whatever, but I'm talking about the hippie trail. I'm talking about the pilgrimage.
So in that case, like, it's certainly more of a journey than a destination, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's all about the journey.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
It's
That's
to seek
what we
enlightenment.
Chris, shut up. AKA life.
Yeah.
The journey, man.
The idea is to seek enlightenment along the way, to learn about new cultures and stuff like that, and, you know, to enjoy life, as it were.
Have they ever heard of books? Or...
Oh, I'm sure they know about books.
Okay, cool. I'm going to stop interrupting you and let you continue. So we have these cafes. We have this awesome trail to all of these hard-to-pronounce places that will lead every God-fearing Rasta to enlightenment.
That's right. And a lot of these countries, if you didn't know, are producers in such party favors as hashish, opium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
So,
yeah, they're full of it. Full of it. Our military knows that all too well.
yeah, which is one of the good reasons, or main reasons, that this was what it was. I mean, it really. I guess I mean I don't want to blame it on the celebrity influence entirely, but I mean that's always been a thing.
Yeah, if if fucking Paul McCartney says they give great hand jobs at this fucking gas station in fucking Punxsutawney, I'm gonna check out that gas station at least for shits and gigs, you know?
Yeah. Especially if he makes a whole album on it that totally changes their whole style and is still fucking whatever was supposed to be amazing back in those days. It was pretty good. It was cool. But, but yeah, there must be something to this. So let's everybody try it.
Or we make up our own mind.
So yeah, there was, right. I mean,
that's
we
a lot
could
of work
do that.
too, though, I guess. So, thinking for yourself is...
It really is. It's actually quite a bit more
Overrated
difficult in
is what
many
I say.
situations.
I say let somebody else do the thinking for once.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, sometimes if you learn from other people's mistakes, it probably is the best way to go.
Yeah. I do,
Nah, I mean.
actually. Yes. Please.
I don't know. Makes sense to me anyway. So, yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. I can honestly say it would. There's probably a lot of cool shit to see along the way. In a lot of those countries, there's tons of cool shit. So it probably was pretty fucking awesome to do. And there was a couple, and this is before The Lonely Planet. This is basically like the first edition of The Lonely Planet's Traveler's Guide. Not named that, but it stemmed from this couple doing their pilgrimage on the hippie trail, and when they got back, they wrote this book, which I found the entire thing. I sent you a picture of the cover of it earlier. And I found that it's a website where the dude or woman or whoever basically photocopied the spread of each page and uploaded it. So you can read the whole book, but it's in pictures.
Oh, gotcha. Well, it's just like,
So,
that's just like
kind of funny, but
or whatnot. So yeah,
basically.
I mean, I'm not going to do it,
I'm not either.
but other people should.
So basically what they did, though, is they got back and they wrote this book. What the fuck is it called? Let me dig up this name.
It's called
actually-
Fuck It's Sandy Out Here.
Gotta get past all these gifts Jason likes to send.
That was fun.
Turd burglars.
That squirrel really did take my fry.
I believe it. A hungry little fuck. Fuck, I can't remember what the fuck it's called. But it's they basically wrote a traveler's guide. So, places to sit, places to sleep, places to get food, places to, what to expect at this border, who's got the good hash.
It's like hobo signs outside farmhouse fences and stuff.
Well, yeah, but that's more like what they would write on the walls in the places. This was an actual book written for them to take the trip. Like, if you're gonna go this way, these countries have this, and watch out for this, and fucking all of that kind of shit. But they basically wrote it from the standpoint of wait, what?
Well, the name of the book is Head East. Travel cheap, 50 cents to $2 a day. Istanbul to Kathmandu. Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and Nepal.
I'm not 100% sure that's the actual name. I thought it was named something else, like there was a subtitle to it or something. But yeah, but that was also one of the main things, was for them to write it from the standpoint of being as inexpensive as possible to do this trip. Like how to
Right.
where to shop and all that kind of fun stuff.
How to make all of these locals in the places that you visit who are expecting rich white Westerners to show up and spend their money there, how to make them look like fools to their family.
That's right.
And not spend a penny.
How to haggle at the open markets and put them in their fucking places.
That's right. The only thing we pay full price for is drugs, because man, are we hippies.
Yeah, those dirty little turd merchants. Think they're gonna pull one over.
Give me some
on us.
sandals.
So,
Play some frisbee.
amongst all of these awesome things going on the hippie trail, there was also danger that lurked around the corner.
Wah, wah, wah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little late, but it was close enough. I think you can change it. You can fix it in editing.
I'll fix it in post. Yeah.
Should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So, what kind of danger, you say?
I didn't, but I will now.
None other than the infamous Serpent himself, a Mr. Charles Soberage, who has a real name that is not Charles, and it's long.
Okay, let's just call him Mr. Serpent.
We're going to call him Signor Serpento.
Okay. As long as we're not all confused about it, I'm fine.
Signor Serpento was he was an interesting guy. He was born in 1944. His his name is Charles Sobrage. But at one point, and this is as per the words of the media, this guy was the world's most wanted. The world's most wanted criminal. That's fucking huge.
Yeah, to be on the world's most wanted list it's got to be a badge of honor for any criminal, but to be the number one person on the entire Earth's most wanted criminal list, that has to be them's bragging rights is what them's is.
Them's fucking bragging rights, man. And he did quite a bit of that as well, which we'll get into. But yeah, that's it was. Now, you got to imagine the media's gonna blow up shit that's not nearly as big a deal as some other shit that's really happening.
We all know what a slow news day is, Chris.
Right. Either way, this guy is he's got the shit going on. Man, this dude did a hell of a lot more than a lot of our other killers. I would say he's right up there with good old Carl. Good old fucking.
So he just made a lifestyle of it.
Panzram.
Like an unabashed a-hole all the way.
It was his goal, and like this was his lifestyle. Yes. And he just like Carl, he had run-ins. He had shit go well for him, shit go terrible for him, and somehow the motherfucker kept getting away. Which is how he earned the name the Serpent, which we'll go into. But yeah, that's how he earned that name.
Indeed.
Yeah, this guy's pretty cool. So he is of Vietnamese and Indian descent. His mom was Vietnamese, dad was Indian.
That sounds like a weird mix, but they are super close together. It's just I don't know. You don't hear a whole lot about half Vietnamese, half Indian people, I guess.
Right.
Maybe in Vietnam or India.
I guess they're fairly close together.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both technically still considered Asia.
Right. That would be like my dad being from California and my mom being from Florida.
Right, yeah, why would that happen?
Oh, I don't know.
There's no reason for that.
No, gross is what I'm saying.
There's no reason for that. So yeah, shortly after he was born, his dad split, and it's assumed that his mom always blamed him for it.
Also surprising.
She was an angry one. So shortly thereafter, though, she met a French dude who was in the service who was stationed down that way, and they hooked it up, and he agreed to take young Charles in as his own, to actually adopt him. But as the years went on, he and she had mas together. And so they basically, they say he had he received less attention, less fatherly attention.
Well, I mean, as the years went on, so he should have maybe have been of age to find his fatherly attention from maybe an old blind black man with a white beard that plays chess in the park on Sundays.
In Saigon, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that was gonna happen.
There's one in every city. Every city.
It's like they get a card in Braille, of course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh,
once
and
they learn to read it, that says, "Okay, we need a blind black dude in this city."
Don't you
Ours
dare
just
go up and
died.
apply for that fucking card unless you're actually blind, because even though you will not get the job, they will poke your eyes out.
I have no use for that card. I can't play chess to save my fucking life.
You're also not
I'm
old or
terrible
black,
at it.
as far as I know.
Exactly.
Are you old and black, Chris?
Exactly.
It's just the
I
only
am
thing
not.
that you don't have in common with that guy is that you can't play chess.
Well,
Give out folksy old black guy wisdom and such.
I mean, I'm half black, but that doesn't count. I'm not old or like
Yeah.
blind.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what? I think that this silly little thing that I brought up has gone on long enough, and I'll let it die off now.
yeah, you got to work on your timing.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the episode, we're gonna have a in memoriam for it. It's gonna show pictures from its life. And
That's awful, and I'll thank you not to do that. So it's thought that fucking Charles's mom getting this new boyfriend and all this other shit was in retaliation to his dad running away and getting a new wife.
oh, so she
Yeah,
did
he split.
like a vengeful fucking a Frenchman.
Yeah, kind of. But then it just kept going on from there.
Yeah.
So that started that the French guy came around when he was 4, and at that time in the Indochina area, it was saying it says, which I am not a history person, so I guess the French colonial troops were fighting some kind of fucking hopeless battle against Viet Minh communist rebels.
Okay. Sounds like something that could have happened.
So-
I'm down with it.
Yeah. So the shit was going on all around him all the time, and you know, it's. He says he witnessed many terrible things before he was even 10 years old, type shit. Which is pretty fucking sad.
Yeah.
But a lot of that shit happens all over the place, and there's a lot of kids that witness a lot of terrible shit.
I was actually
and it's
just
pretty
about to
fucking
say
sad.
that a lot of the horrible killers that we speak about did have to deal, especially it seems that the worst came out of areas that, you know, war was going on in and around in their most formative years. And but, just like you said, lots of fucking kids went through that shit. That doesn't make every kid that goes through it a horrible serial killer, of course. So,
You're absolutely right. I think, I mean, the more and more I give thought to this type of thing and how it happens and why it happens and all that, I'm getting more convinced that it has more to do with physiology and chemistry than anything else. Mm-hmm. I mean, psychology plays a good part, sure, but the physiology and the chemistry part of it, some people are just born to be crazy as fuck because that's the way their brain is folded.
right,
Not
exactly.
Because, you know, and it's the same way with animals and shit. You can have just a dumb motherfucking dog or just a crazy ass cat. Motherfucker is just evil as shit. And that's just what happens. He attacks feet. That's what he does. You know, that kind of thing. It just, and you know, there's all kinds of shit that's making me look at it, look at things that way though, as, you know, everything from sexual fetishes or just even non-sexual fetishes. But things like that, like why does it seem like people are just inherently meant to do certain tasks? Like they're just amazing at this one task. You know, why does it I mean, people are...
Who knows, man? Who knows? It's that's why the debate of nature versus nurture is still a thing. Because who the fuck knows?
Well, sure.
Who the fuck knows if it's...
I mean, now...
if it's who brought you up or who fucking brought you in, you know?
Right. Now I'm gonna do an episode, and that might be a fucking multi-parter. But eventually I'm gonna get to doing the Akashic record, and that's kind of where my thought processes are sitting right now. Is more so along those lines, but like that's the thing, and it even when things haven't been invented yet, there's someone who's meant to come along and invent that, and then there's someone who's meant to come along and master the use of that, and then change the game on the use of that, and this and that, and this and fucking that, and on 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 and on.
But you're making
and I
it
don't want to
sound
say
like
meant for that.
You're making it sound like that that we have no free will, that everything is predetermined for us, that you and I were meant to do this stupid show for big, stupid dum-dums, and that's why we do it.
That's exactly what I'm trying not to say.
Oh. Well, you're doing a terrible job of it. Continue.
But it does seem that if you don't think about it in the sense of let's say someone writing history, you know, think of it more along the lines of a constant loop.
Okay.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I mean, maybe it is.
Maybe it's already been done like a million times, and we're just doing it again. We've already done it.
Maybe everything is fucking ants. Maybe everything is ants. All the time. Everything is ants.
No, I'm not following you there. But perhaps there is a different timeline and you know, dimension where everything is ants. Mm-hmm. And that's where the Akashic, that's what the Akashic record is. It's all the information in the universe floating all around you all the time, because the universe is everything that ever is, was, and will be. So all the information of everything that could happen, has happened, and will happen is there now.
Right.
You just have to tap into it.
And so the Serpent is the one that wrote this book?
No. What the fuck what book? What are you talking about?
I'm trying to get back to the guy. Come on, man. I'm sorry. Don't be upset with me. I'll do better.
Don't make me come after you.
I would love for you to come after me.
Come after you.
I want to meet
you so
bad.
I get easily confused when you say weird shit.
I have the biggest hug, just totally locked and loaded at all times for you, just in case you just pop up randomly one day.
For my testicles?
It is going to make you feel uncomfortable how much you enjoy it.
So, anyways, where the fuck was I? Now Jason fucking distracted me with hugging my nuts.
I distracted you to talk about the Akashic record for fucking 20 minutes.
No, but there was a reason that I was talking about that.
Yeah, because we were talking about he grew up in like a shitty fucking war-torn part of the world.
Oh,
and it fucked him up. But not everybody gets fucked up that way.
Right. So yeah, I'm thinking it's really more physiological and chemical for why people get fucked up that way than it is psychological. But psychological obviously does play a big part.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this particular person too, he's quoted for, and I'm not going to read the quote because I don't have it in front of me right now, but saying something along the lines of he doesn't want to be called or known as a serial killer because that wasn't his motive. And that's the thing about this one is he's got possibly 12, more likely that it's 12, bodies under his belt.
Right.
It wasn't that wasn't the pleasure that he got. It was a means to an end. It was business. It was all
Gotcha.
part of
So just
like in his mind.
just like a contract killer for the mob wouldn't necessarily be
Kinda, yeah.
labeled as a serial killer, even if he had a huge number, because it was his job to kill.
Right, and that was the thing. He's actually quoted saying they got in his way, or they had something he wanted, so he took it.
Did he try asking? Or did he jump straight to the whole murder thing?
No, well, it wasn't. Yeah, I guess he did kind of try to ask, but it wasn't that he just jumped straight to murder either. Hold on.
Okay.
We might have a door slam here in a minute.
Let's do it. Door slam time.
Because Uncle Mike is part barbarian.
Uncle Mike, born in a barn.
Hurry up. Hurry up. You gonna slam the door or what? Huh? Slam the door already. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, you guys are like an old married Jewish couple.
Oh. There's a text. Anyway. No, we're not done. I don't even know how far we're in.
We are almost at an hour.
Wow. Shit, okay. So, yeah. Where was I?
You were at, they were in his way, so he offed them.
Oh, yeah. So he did what he had to do to get what he wanted. Basically, it was his motivation. It had nothing to do with an enjoyment for killing or a desire to kill or an urge to kill or anything like that.
So more of a sycophant than a psychopath.
Yeah, I suppose so. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, he just didn't care. He had no conscience about it. He just didn't care. It wasn't a big deal to him. And I think after the first one, he really realized that, wow, fuck, that's not nearly as bad as I thought.
Indeed. Well, when you see the world as ants, it's easy to step on stuff.
Yeah, they just squash them along the way. No big deal. So, he was not a fan of Europe. And being that his mom married the French dude, French guy sent him to boarding school in France. And he sucked. He hated that, I should say. It sucked for him.
Good.
He was in Paris, and being half fucking Vietnamese and half Indian, he was basically made fun of and bullied and picked on and all that kind of fun stuff. So, yeah.
I can imagine. That is not that's not a far off thing to think about in the 1950s in France, being half Indian, half Vietnamese.
53
in French boarding school. It sounds like it was probably kind of a tough time.
But that's where he picked up the name Charles, because apparently he was in charge. Fucking spot on fucking impression of Scott Baio. Yeah.
Man, the babes.
So, which he actually digged that one, and it stuck for him. So, he was a bedwetter. He was a tantrum thrower. Apparently, he ran away twice, all the way back to Saigon from Paris in his teens. This kid had balls.
That's like Forrest Gump level running.
Seriously, like he knows no fear. This kid went all the way back to fucking Vietnam to try to stay with his pops, and his pops was like, "No, hell no," and sent him back.
I'm good. You should go back to France.
That's so fucked up, right? So yeah, his dad sent it. I left once already. Now I gotta fucking send you away. So sent his ass all the way back to France twice.
Twice. I love it. I love that he didn't get the hint the first time.
Yeah. Finally, it says finally he agreed to pay his passage for a trial visit home in Saigon. His dad agreed to pay for a ticket for him to come home and see how it went.
Mm-hmm.
And the ticket never came.
Hey, you know what? I can relate. That's just like when I was a kid, my dad would be like, I'm coming to pick you guys up on Saturday to go to Toys R Us. I'll be there at fucking noon or whatever. And then I'd be sitting by the front door just so happy and like, yeah, I get to go to fucking Toys R Us. And he still has not taken me to Toys R Us.
That's so sad.
It is pretty sad, yeah. Especially since Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore, so...
Yes, it does.
No, they all closed, buddy.
No, they didn't. There's one in fucking Clearwater, I think.
Yeah, there was one there, and now it's closed.
Since when?
Since, like, 2 months ago? Baby, when did they close all the Toys R Us's? Couple months? 6 months ago? Yeah. Yeah, they're done, buddy.
Unacceptable.
Somebody did buy them,
They
and they're going to bring it back in some capacity or another, but for now, there is no Toys R Us. So,
They went
unfortunately,
Circuit City on me.
we have all been forced to grow up. Because we can no longer be Toys R Us kids.
How did I miss that going out of business sale?
There are no longer millions of toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. No bikes, no trains, no
God
video
damn it.
games. It's the most closed toy store there is. Now I have to grow up because, son of a bitch, there's no more Toys R Us to be a kid.
Nicely done.
Thank you, sir.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
All on the spot, too. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
So, after being just completely heartbroken by this ticket never showing up, young Charlie got so angry at the world, he decided to start robbing motherfuckers.
I would say that is a fair reaction.
Yeah, he started wilding out and like a fucking angry teenager and robbing people, and that got him sent to jail. At least once.
In France?
At least once. Yeah, in France.
Okay.
So he finally makes it, though, on his own. Finally makes it back to fucking Vietnam. And yeah, that didn't last long.
Well, yeah, because now he's wearing a beret and all he's eating is baguettes. Just how... Nobody can stand that long, Jesus.
Nah, his dad liked his single pimp lifestyle, so he shipped him off to live with relatives in India.
Okay.
After he apparently went on a joyride or something and wrecked his dad's car. His dad was like, nope.
Ah, so his dad was okay with him going back to live with him and everything. It was just that he was
At
a fucking
first.
dick and wrecked his car joyriding it. I mean, that's not a father's lack of love for his son. That's a dad that's had just about enough of this bullshit and I ain't gonna take it no more.
Just
You're gonna go
about
live
enough.
with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
That's right. That's right. You better stop it there. I will destroy you. So,
I got the whole thing locked and loaded, Chris. I can do it.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. So yeah. Apparently, shortly thereafter, he popped up in Saigon again, and his dad sent him back to France. Finally, he was like, what the fuck? I don't know what else to do with you.
Please
Motherfucker,
stop
apparently
showing
you
up
can
at my
travel the
door.
whole world.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nowhere I can send you where you won't pop back up. So, send him back to France. Back in Paris, apparently, he was locked up again twice for auto theft. When he came out of jail the second time, with his short-lived desire to, quote-unquote, go straight, wound up finding a job, getting married. Oh, shit, my back hurts. Ow. Weird kink. I was sitting funny. Sorry.
About where are we at in his timeline here? How old is he? What year is it when he gets a job and married?
I want to say super early 20s.
Okay, so
I don't know exactly.
Normal time to do that kind of thing back then. So probably early 20s. Gotcha.
Yeah, because any of these times that he's been locked up already, it's not for long at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing Boys Will Be Boys probably, added itself into his sentencing quite a bit.
Pretty much. So, that whole going straight thing was fairly short-lived, as he tried to forge a couple of checks on his sister's bank account and was thrown back in jail. So shortly thereafter, he was freed because his sister dropped the charges, and he continued bouncing checks till he got up about 30,000 francs.
That's a lot of guys named Frank.
It is. It's a decent amount of francs. And then took his wife to Bombay.
A wife at this point? No children?
Yeah, no children. Just yet.
Okay.
Not just yet. So, yeah, at this point, though, he's basically thrown in the towel on being a good person. And
well, yeah, it just seems like it's really hard to do, like God, I'm trying so hard, and like it, it's still it's just like way too hard or whatever. So, fuck that, fuck, whatever.
Just make his money on crime. It totally does pay.
Yes. And it pays in francs.
Francs.
And you can have your choice of francs. You can have Frank, who's a guy named Frank, or you can have Frank, who is a hot dog.
Yeah, or just a French dude.
What are you feeling like today?
Not hot dogs, that's for damn sure.
So,
and
dude named Frank.
Definitely not French dudes.
It's on its way.
I don't want dudes.
French dude named Frank eating hot dogs. On its way.
Absolutely. Positively not.
Your order has been shipped.
It's disgusting. So, yeah. He took his wife, headed to Bombay, and from there he proceeded to just fucking be a criminal. He was an international con man and smuggler, specializing in the theft of passports from American and European tourists.
Sweet.
Sometimes he would fucking rob jewelry stores and shit like that. Sometimes he would just rob people. And basically, yeah, that's what he would try to do. He'd just try to take your passports and your money and leave you stranded in another country, fucking scared and alone. Nowhere to go.
And yeah, I hate to say this, but it's like, it almost seems like he's like kind of a jerk.
You think?
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, most killers are in some way or another, but yeah, this guy's but he's not really like a jerk, like directly to your face. He's not okay. So, haha, here's a knife in your face and a dick in your butt.
You need to befriend first. You befriend, and then when their back is turned, that's when you bend them over.
Pretty much. Or later on, as you'll see, he starts being the one to turn their backs for them. And so, when he gets tired of waiting.
Well, that's nice too.
Metaphorically.
Because now you don't have to take care of it. It's like you set it and forget it, I think is what they say.
You got a schedule to keep up with here, and if everything works along, on your timeline, then, all the better.
Like
so he started making it do that.
3 days ago. I think it's about time that, exactly. Hey, what's that over there?
No, he was never that crude. He was actually a pretty clever dude. So by this point, if you hadn't imagined it, I'll come out and say it. This motherfucker spoke several different languages.
Oh yeah,
fluently.
That's Europe in general,
Right.
for sure. But yeah.
Yeah.
From being Vietnam and all the places he's been through and without. Yeah, I get that.
So he's cultured. He's obviously intelligent enough to keep up with everything he's got going on and has had going on. I mean, fuck, man. Just the balls alone to travel that many countries away as a teenager by yourself. Like, that's... Where the fuck? How? Wow.
What?
Just wow. That's...
I thought you were commenting on something that was happening to you, and I got scared. But, yeah, no. Really, because that's from France to fucking, to goddamn Bombay, India, it's not a hop, skip, and a jump, man. Yeah, that's a ways to go as a teenage boy, just to see a dad that doesn't give a shit about you. So.
Right, or even just to escape, or just for any damn reason. How many times? God damn.
Indeed.
That's a long way. So, yeah, that whole time he's robbing fucking people and this and that just to get the money to do all these things, and he just got used to it. And it's basically his thing, is that he's smart, he's clever, he speaks a buttload of different languages, so he knows the cultures of all these places that he goes to at this point. He's been there enough damn times. So he knows how to get around, man.
I mean, it really is like, every experience he's had so far in his life has tailor-made him for this life. So. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the funniest part about this whole thing, is that this guy is perfect for this. And as it goes along, you'll see, he trips up a couple times, but yeah, if he would have had just certain little points of training, this motherfucker could have just gotten away and never ever.
I don't know who you think trains people like this, because you said the same thing in the Carol Cott episodes, that if Carol Cott had some training, he'd have made it far. Well, where's this school you know of that is
people
training
do this
psychopaths to be better psychopaths, Chris?
People do this. I'm just saying, hypothetically. I'm sure there's a timeline and a dimension where there's a guy who has decided
I'm
to...
I'm sure. I just, I never got the acceptance letter, and maybe I'm just a little salty. That's all.
Well, no, because you're soft.
I am soft. I'm super soft. I'm like Pillsbury Doughboy soft. Melissa likes it. Melissa said, "I don't like muscles and such." Show me that. Show me that that flab. I like a man to have titties, is what she said.
I'm sure she did. I can imagine that she's that kind of freak.
Yeah. So
she's super freaky. Yeah. Anywho, so yeah, this dude. So now you got all of these fucking drugged out, tripping ass fucking hippies running all around these countries,
and which happens to be his criminal playground.
Yes, exactly. All of these countries, every one of them, were this guy's criminal playground. And here he is, slithering in and out, basically just doing whatever the fuck he wanted. And it was a few decades, as a matter of fact, that this guy did what he did, and just bounced in and out like it wasn't a big deal.
Any arrests or fucking imprisonments in this time period?
Up into the point that we've talked that we've gotten in the story so far, yeah, there's been like 4 arrests.
Well,
and
I mean,
he's going to
other
jail
than the
like
ones
3 or 4 times.
other than the ones that you've specifically already noted.
Oh, coming up, yeah, there will be a few more. Which so far, yeah, he hasn't even technically earned the name the Serpent yet, but he will.
But he was calling himself that already, and he will.
No. The cops gave him that name.
I was being silly, Chris. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh,
God. Can't even be silly on a stupid show for idiots. Serious.
Sometimes you don't change the tone of your voice.
Yeah, it's because
to reflect silliness.
Sarcasm just happens with me, and it hurts other people a lot. So there.
It does. That just hurt my feelings.
I really wish you'd stop crying, because you're really making me feel bad about it.
I hope you're happy.
You know, I think I am happy. Yeah.
So that's where we are. And I think, personally, even though we're a little early, that's actually probably the best stopping point for the first episode. The next episode, in that case, will be jam-packed with all of the fun adventures along the good old hippie trail.
Genuinely super excited. Because, as I told you before we started, I still didn't know the specifics of this guy, but I do remember a while ago seeing like an A&E special about him. So I know the general feel of what we're getting into, and I know it's fuck nuts crazy. So I'm super fucking excited about that, first of all. Second of all, a good job, Chris. Good job this week.
I did try. I appreciate that you appreciate it.
Yeah. It's positive reinforcement, because what people say about that is if somebody's doing a terrible job and you're just like, good job, it's like they try harder to get that praise again, you know?
Oh, I see. So you want me to start climbing the ladder? No. Maybe I'll just have to let you down a few more times, and then till you get used to that again, and then I'll give you one more good job, and then, you know.
Yeah,
I'll start my own pattern.
Who else?
Fuck that.
I don't have the time to groom someone else to take over my illustrious position. So I have to mold you. I have to take this clay of a human being, and I have to put on that song by the Isley Brothers, and I have to have my dead husband stand behind me, and we mold you sexually into something that can be used.
Well, I didn't at first, but now I take offense to the word clay, and I'll thank you to leave my sexual preferences out of this.
So Play-Doh, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Molding Chris out of Play-Doh.
That's right.
Using the pasta maker to make his hair so he can finally have dreads.
Believe that. And I want to go to the hamburger shop, and I want to eat that weird ass Play-Doh hamburger. Mm-hmm.
Do you ever eat Play-Doh when you were a kid? You ever make Play-Doh
no,
food
hell
that was so
no.
good you wanted to taste it?
Well, I made the Play-Doh food, but I never actually tasted it. No.
Same.
I watched the other kids do it.
I don't understand how people do. Just get that smell. Like, you smell that and you're just like, ugh, that's not food.
Yeah. Nothing about that was appetizing to me either. Just like paste and all that other whatever the fuck else everybody wanted to fuck around with. No, that's what you remember I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, learning from other people's mistakes? Mm-hmm, yeah, I'll watch you do that first and see how that is.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Then I will make my decision.
That is a goddamn good idea.
It worked out well for me in several occasions, yes.
I'm going to have to find some Play-Doh, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I can get you some for Christmas.
Christmas?
So. Christmas. Yeah, well, I mean, I hope you guys liked it. That was, I don't know. I feel like my voice has been boring tonight, but,
yeah, tonight.
But I really like this guy.
Same.
I really like this guy.
You fucking definitely brought an interesting, not just a human being that a lot of people wouldn't know about, but like the story that surrounds him, and really the ghost husband hands that mold him into what he is sometimes even crazier than the lopsided clay pot that we end up with.
Ooh, that was really well spoken.
I'm gonna try my best
colorful.
To make everything about Ghost, or not even about Ghost, about that one scene in Ghost,
about your gay ghost husband,
where
helping you mold pottery,
where Bill Cosby comes in as a ghost dad. I think that's that movie, right? Demi Moore and Bill Cosby behind her.
That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome, and I would be ordering that on Amazon right now if that was the movie.
Good for your touch, Bill Cosby, drug me.
Bill's innocent, man. Bill's innocent. I'm gonna need you back up off my homeboy.
Sue you now. I'm done.
That's my homie.
Is Bill Cosby really your homie?
I fucking love Bill Cosby. What are you talking about?
Good. I have some fucking old Bill Cosby vinyl that I will send you that you can.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
I tend not to still enjoy things that convicted rapists do.
No, that's greatness. I will gladly take those off your hands.
Time rapists.
Time rapists?
Yeah. Remember I thought you
like
brought
to
that
think
up last
we're
week?
time rapists sometimes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
Our last released episode, the episode about John Titor, people really dug it a whole lot, which is weird because, like I said, we're pretty dumb dudes here, and us trying to figure out the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics live for you people. Hopefully, we got it in a semblance of correctness with what we came up with at the end, because it made sense to me when we were done. How about you?
I like to think we did pretty good.
Yeah. I think we worked it out together, really. Because holy shit, is that shit fucking man, that's confusing. But
it's deep.
But I think that the people out there are appreciating what we do, and that feels good, Chris. That's the Christmas gift that I wanted, was to know that someone out there is listening to me make fart and masturbation jokes, and
oh yeah,
they're laughing along with it. That's all I want.
All the way home.
I want that, and I want some Christmas shoes.
In the pillowcase.
I want a little boy to stand in a fucking shoe store and be like, I wanted to buy my mama Christmas shoes, but I ain't got no money. And so the man buys him the fucking Christmas shoes for his mom. That's not teaching kids stick-to-itiveness. That's teaching kids to walk around with their goddamn hands out and be like, Christmas shoes, Christmas shoes, Christmas shoes.
I'm gonna slap that hand.
Mm-hmm. Slap the Christmas shoes right out your mouth.
That's right. And then I'm gonna fucking, when he's off in the corner crying, I'm gonna fucking switch one of those shoes for a different size. So when he gets it home, his mom's gonna be like, what are you, fucking retarded? And then it's gonna be like, oh, I didn't know that there was an 11 and a 9 in there. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I love that idea, because that kid's mom is just drunk as shit at home, right?
Chris the Christmas villain strikes again.
And he's like, maybe if I get my mama some Christmas shoes, she'll be happy when I get home, and maybe she won't drink so much, and maybe she'll stop hitting me and my seven siblings. And he just comes home with a size 12 and a size fucking 7, and she wears a goddamn size 9. Oh. You can't even fucking subtract, kid.
Can't even fucking subtract, kid. Jesus, what are you good for?
Apparently, panhandling, maybe. Oh, hey, what's the thing? The spelling out of our thing for people to send us words.
Yeah. If you would like to drop us a line and tell us we suck, or tell Jason, back up his.
I haven't gotten
Melissa's
a single
love for his
motherfucking
tits.
congratulations on my daughter. I could stand the fact that my father hasn't called me and said anything about it yet. But for you people, my listeners, to not have said a word, that's what hurts.
Such slackery.
So send your makeup.
Such slackery.
Send your makeup congratulations and flat screen televisions to see no hear no speak no pod at gmail.com or
snhnsnpod at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
You bunch of chicken hookers.
Chicken humpers. How come
That's
they
right.
get the PG version of that, but whenever you answer the phone for me, it's chicken fucker, what's up?
Because you, sir, you just deserve the most. So I give you the most.
So,
It's what you deserve.
when are we planning our heist trip to Vegas?
Ooh, Vegas, you say?
Vegas heist. We are so gonna rob the Bunny Ranch. Apparently, I don't know. I just think it would be fun to go to Vegas to do like a heist and like have all our ducks in a row. And by that I mean like the the little Chinese guy is actually a duck, and like the driver is actually a duck, and Bernie Mac is actually a duck, but he still talks just like Bernie Mac, and we're really cool with that because we miss Bernie Mac a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But then
we could probably pull it off if this was 40 years ago.
Then we rob something that's not a casino. Like, maybe we rob a gas station or something.
No, I'm not robbing a gas station with Bernie Mac. It's got to be a casino or nothing else.
It's not Bernie Mac. It's a duck that talks like Bernie Mac.
Oh, even better. Why would I rob a gas station with a duck that talks like Bernie Mac? No, I'm going all the way. I'm going straight to Hollywood.
Did you really just say the sentence, why would I rob a gas station with a duck that talks like Bernie Mac? Because I think you answered your own question. I would go
all the way.
Hollywood's seen it before, Chris.
So much more than gas stations is what I'm saying.
Hollywood has been there, done that.
Fuck that.
I'm talking the big bucks.
So.
I'm talking gas stations, 7-Elevens, Circle K's. Maybe we hit a Walgreens every once in a while just because we feel fucking saucy that day.
No, only Amscots and Asian hood check cashing places.
Ooh,
No.
They always have the best egg rolls.
Yeah, if they don't have bulletproof glass, then, a duck that talks like Bernie Mac isn't going to do any good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, once he starts his 5 minutes of stand-up, he's going to get those Asians right out from behind that bulletproof glass, just laughing and rolling on the floor like crazy. Man, if I could do a Bernie Mac accent or voice and just say quack a lot, I would do that right now. But I fear that it might come across as a little racist.
No, I don't think racist. But I don't think that's your impression. That's not the one that's going to make you.
Nope.
So let's not do that.
Still looking for the impression that's going to make me, Chris.
Well, it's my bedtime, so do that on your own time, you fucking chicken hooker.
I know you got to go poop, buddy. It's okay. You can say it. You're amongst friends.
Well, that too. I may save that for tomorrow morning. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We don't need to tell everybody. Shut up. Let's go.
Well, you know what I will tell everybody, though? Is that they've just listened to another... God, I can't wait till the hippies start dropping episode of See No, Hear No, Speak No.
The UFOs, the conspiracies, hippies, and drugs, man. And lots of murder.
Moitas.
Midas.
Hey, Chris. No. Countdown. 3,
Thrace.
2, and
1.
the letter A, which is like the number 1.
I suppose. Alpha.
My baby was so nice this whole time.
Peace.
Slept through the whole thing. And now I'll tell all you other
She
kids
was.
to go to sleep because the episode's over. And Chris needs to go to sleep
2
as
weeks
well.
old.
2 weeks
And
old.
she's still already more well-behaved than his dogs.
Loving the show.
Loving it.
All right, buddy.
See you, kids.
You have a good night. Give Uncle Mike a big old kiss on the mouth for me.
Punch in the Nitskis. Will do.
You got it, buddy. Night.
Later.
You better go